I took pictures of these things because people don't seem to know where I'm at. So we'll just show them really quickly, and then I guess if we put that up, they can take a picture of it, right? I think so. Let me see here, because if you do that,
could be a minute of chaos.
yeah. Oh, see, it does take you to Calendly. So
It's
okay. So I know it's not the most ideal situation, but and then I feel like it's sitcoms, like last minute things. Like this is what we do. It's on the wall, but I don't know. I mean, it's not very professional, but I don't know.
What do you think? Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's okay. All right, let me just see. And then,
So I'm gonna get the
just once, I'm just gonna. I don't want them to think I don't read my 2,000 emails that are from when I was a student that I still haven't gone through. I don't want, so it doesn't look. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I was gonna click on red like to all of them. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. But then what if like I'm missing something? Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the Buergenthal insights. Okay, do you think I should show the PDF or the PowerPoint? Which one is better? The PowerPoint. Okay, so let me download.
Then you can use it.
I see. For some reason, not
So should work.
why is it not downloading? Let's see. Scanning for viruses. Oh boy. Okay, now we can this one.
I was gonna say something else starting.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Short announcement.
Perfect. Okay, let me put that where I think downloads is fine. Okay. DC bar guide. Okay, let me do that. Fine. This. Yes. Bar eligibility, other states.
And you may want to pause in between the two because some people are not going to be interested in the bar.
I know, yes, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see here. Which one is? This one is. Oh, okay. This is the hard part. Yeah, I'm done. This one will just be. Okay, I think I got it all. And I'm gonna download the video of. Here's one. Send it to. Is Hannah here? Oh, she is. Okay, let me see here. And then open. I hope I'm going to be able to find all of these things that I downloaded, but I guess we will find out. Okay, and then now I guess I could bring this.
It's all here.
Oh, it should be all. Let me see. Is it all in downloads also? Okay, yeah. Okay. I guess you're going to
Let me get the monitor.
Yeah.
Because it's actually pretty strange. It doesn't happen automatically.
I did turn it on.
So you have to go to like monitors. Oh, it's working. Okay. It is working on. So you're good.
So I'll be, and then this is.
I think once you have the PowerPoint up, this should work.
Sure, if not, I could always just.
Okay.
Let me see. What else should I do? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna start out by just telling them where my office is.
Yeah.
I know. It's not.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I have one quick announcement. Yes. Whoa. Okay. One quick announcement. I realized this morning that
Hello.
guys,
Can we have your
do not do
attention
this in
for a
class,
second?
okay?
Okay.
I realized this morning that UPass pickup is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. today, which is exactly when we have sessions. So we do have box lunches from 12 to 1. Maybe that's enough time for you to eat your lunch and get your UPass. If not, it's kind of surprising. You can actually get it tomorrow or Sunday as well. So from 10 to 3, Saturday or Sunday, you can also pick up your UPass. That's all.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your third day of orientation. I'll be talking to you all today about career services really quickly. A lot of you have asked me where my office is, so I literally took pictures of my door just to let you know where I'm at in the building. Then we'll talk about the Buergenthal Inn. Then we'll have maybe 5 to 10 minute break, and then we'll talk about the bar exam for those interested in taking the bar exam. So as I mentioned yesterday, my name is Fahad Al-Rawaf. I'm the career counselor for the LLM students. My office is on the third floor, Burns Building B306. If you'd like to make an appointment with me, you can actually take a picture take a picture from your iPhone, and you should be able to pull up the Calendly link. Let me know if it's working. It should. You need to zoom in, and it should then give you the chance to click on a Calendly link. I can meet you all in person or via Zoom Monday through Wednesday, and usually Thursday and Friday I meet you via Zoom only. Sometimes it may change, but you will be able to see it on Calendly. All right. Last thing, this is what the career services are about. So I will be holding workshops during the spring semester. I will, actually we do have the workshop scheduled, which I will show you later for this semester. So what I do basically, I will review your resume, your cover letter, conduct mock interview, provide you with guidance on job search advice, and your bar advisor as well. All right? And lastly, so that's my email address in case you guys have not clicked on it. That's it. If you want to take a picture, should have done a PowerPoint slide, but I figured taking pictures will just do. Okay. All right. You got it? Okay. So. All right. So we want to talk to you all about the Thomas Buergenthal Inn of Court. We are in our second year of conducting the Inn of Court for the LLM students. I will be going over the history of the Inns of Court, and there's no need to take any notes, by the way, for this. It's just informational. This is actually the most fun part of your year, I would hope, during your LLM studies. We do have two testimonies, one from a previous student. I don't know if Hannah is here. She's an alumni. She will talk to you about her time here, and then we have a video from another student. So I'll try to be a bit informal about this because that's supposed to be the fun part. And we have one of our Inn advisors, Professor Leah Calabro, and of course Dean Joshi as well as an Inn advisor. Anyway, so we'll talk about the Inn of Courts program, who Judge Buergenthal is or was, the purpose of the Inns of Court program, the goals of the program, the format and the schedule, and what the Inns of Court will cover and how will attending the sessions benefit you. All right. So the Inns of Court program was founded in 2011. Initially, it was only for the JDs. As you may know, GW Law is one of the largest law schools in the country. They have about 600 plus JD students. So they created these Inn of Courts, 6 different Inn of Courts for a cohort of 100 plus students. It's really a hallmark of GW Law. And each cohort is named after a particular US Supreme Court justice. And just this year, they're actually adding a 7th Inn for the JDs. For you all, the LLM, we started doing it last year. So Hannah's year was actually the very first year we did the Buergenthal Inn of Court. This is the second time we're doing it, and of course we hope to continue the tradition for many years to come. What is the Inn of Court? So it's a voluntary professional skills development program. You don't get a credit to come in, it's voluntary. We meet 12 times during the year, 7 times in the fall, 5 times in the spring semester, and I'll give you the schedule in a minute. We believe it is the most comprehensive professional development program for LLM students in the country. So a lot of the LLM programs focus only on academics, but we take it a bit further and we go over a professional development program for you all, because they're not only here to study American law, but also develop professionally as future or current lawyers, if some of you are already licensed in your country. Dean Joshi, would you like to say a few words, or would you want me to go over the bio of? Sure, okay. So I will just have my phone on airplane mode, so let me just pull it up because I have his bio on the phone. So our Inn of Court is named after the late Judge Buergenthal. Mr. Buergenthal served as a judge on the International Court of Justice in The Hague in the Netherlands from 2000 to 2010, and then as a judge at the Inter-American Court of Human Rights and on the Inter-American Development's Back Administrative Tribunal. He was also one of the world's leading international human rights experts, one of the youngest survivors of the Holocaust, an accomplished author, and a professor at GW Law, first as the Lobinger Professor of Comparative and Jurisprudence at GW Law from 1989 to 2000, and then as the Lobinger Professor Emeritus of Comparative and Jurisprudence from 2010 until his retirement in 2015. He passed away at the age of 89 in May 2023. So the JDNs have all been named after U.S. Supreme Court justices, and the LLM and advisors, when they were thinking about naming a judge or justice after the international LLM and of court or the LLM and of court, they really thought it would be befitting to name our N after the late Judge Buergenthal in light of his dedication and work on international matters and particularly international human rights. So that's who our N of court is named after. So the purpose of the N of Court program, I want to just give you a brief background about what the JDNs focuses on and then what we focus on. So as you may understand that in America, in order to become a lawyer, you will meet a lot of the JD students. They do their bachelor's degree right after high school, and then they do their JD. So they have not taken any law courses before starting their JD studies. And therefore, what they focus on is a bit different from what we focus on. What they focus on is the third component of identity formation, cognitive skill, how to think like a lawyer. So that you will be getting through, they get it through their courses. Practice-based skills, how to act like a lawyer. And the last one, the non-cognitive skills, how to actually be a lawyer, right? Like how to negotiate, how to deal with clients, how to market yourself, how to sell your practice. These are the kind of things that we will go over during the N of Courts program. So as stated here, our N will focus on the third component, particularly the self-development aspect, which is critical for your success as a legal professional. And also one of the things that we hope the N of Court will do for you, which we know did for Hannah's class, because we did get feedback from many alumni, is that it did create a strong sense of community amongst yourself, but also with the larger law school community, but also with alumni. You will meet a lot of alumni during these N of Court sessions. So again, some additional goals, successful transition into U.S. law school academic system. You will hear real-world perspectives on different practice areas of the law. I can show you maybe a flyer here right now from last year. Well, maybe that. Okay. So just to give you an example, this was one of our N sessions last year where we heard from 4 different alumni about what it is to be a lawyer in the United States in different settings. So Michael Freestone is originally from England. He's now a principal at Offit Kerman, Big Law 200 firm. An immigration law, he's a principal there. John Hawker is a solo practitioner in IP patent law. Tamara Morsil-Das, she is a counsel at the World Bank. And Mac McKee is now a lawyer at the US State Department. So we had them come and talk to the students about what is it like to be a lawyer at a big law firm in the United States, what is it like to be a solo practitioner, what is it like to be a lawyer at the World Bank, what is it like to potentially work in the US government. Some other events that we had early on in the spring, we had 3 different alumni come talk to which we will have different alumni, by the way, come talk to you all about what it takes to be a successful lawyer, not just from understanding the substance of the law, etc. So one of them was Ayman Khadiq, who's originally from Jordan. He's now a partner at Morgan Lewis in Los Angeles. Melissa Cosio is one of our graduates as well from 2007. She actually has the entire legal department at the OAS, so it's pretty prestigious. And Barbara Letao Johnson, she's an associate general counsel at the Associated Better Business Bureau, and she will come talk to you all on Monday, actually. So I just wanted to give you a flavor as to what it is, because last year we didn't have these flyers, and I was frankly standing here and talking about it from a very theoretical point of view, based on what I'd understood what the JDNs were about and what we're hoping to accomplish. But truly, after a year, and I can confidently say it was a great success, frankly, and you'll hear from Hannah and Akriti in a minute. And this is sort of the proof. I mean, we had all these different alumni come in and talk to you all, and then a really fun event that we had with a speed networking event. So I'm sure you potentially may have heard of speed dating, when you're sitting in a room and you basically change your seats. So we had all these 15 alumni, DC based, who all work in different practice areas, who came in mid-spring to come talk to you all. One thing we're doing a bit differently this year, we incorporated the feedback from the alumni, and we're actually having a lot of these alumni sessions in the fall versus the spring. So we were told that it's much better for you all to start meeting the alumni early on. So this session will actually take place, will be, I think, the second to last session in the semester. But again, I mean, I can tell you Florina Lupe is originally from Romania. She's a lawyer at a big law firm now. Niranjali has a nonprofit organization in DC. Martina works at a think tank at the German Marshall Fund. Olena is from Ukraine. She works at the World Bank. Moshami Joshi is an international trade lawyer at Pillsbury, and actually will be teaching you all this fall. Alejandra works in environmental law, Araba in Securities Exchange Commission. I mean, I could go on and on, but I just want to show you really the variety of our alumni, like where they're working, where they're from, and what they're doing currently with their lives. So it's quite exciting. All right, so going back to more about info about the N, and now you get to see everything that I'm about to tell you about. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, so again, real world perspectives, as you saw earlier, you will hear from different alumni. You will learn from the alumni and from myself and the other advisors what are the critical professional skills related to the legal field, and it will give you an opportunity to meet other alumni and expand your network in the United States. So the format, again, we have 12 sessions during the year, 7 in the fall, 5 in the spring, highly interactive, quite informal, 50-minute session. We will have them on Wednesdays this year, and I will show you the schedule in a second. The advisory team is comprised of GW Law faculty and staff in advisors. So as I mentioned earlier, Professor Leah Calabro is one of our in advisors. Dean Joshi is one of our in advisors. I'm the lead advisor for the Inn of Court. We also have a student in advisor, and I think we have Benedicta here somewhere. She's right here, so she will be the student in advisor. They will hold, we're trying to find another student advisor, but if not, it will just be Benedicta, and she will hold student check-ins with you all twice during each semester. And she can maybe tell you a bit about that, because I think you did attend one, last year. And we are also creating, similar to the JDs, a professional development advisory council. We already have 5 alumni working in different settings who will be joining the advisory council. The advisory council basically meets with the advisors twice a year, where we discuss the content, the programming of the Inn of Court program, the trends that they are seeing, and we're also asking them to share opportunities with us so we can share it with all of you. So again, what will the Inn of Court cover? So critical goals such as goal settings, negotiations, self-assessing your career, strong listening skills, marketing your competencies. So the very first session will be about goal settings. We'll have you think about your personal and professional goals for this upcoming year. As Hannah will tell you, this year will fly by before you know it. I mean, if you think of it as really 4 semester in the spring, and then 4 semester in the fall, and then 4 in the spring, and the holiday break in between. So it will fly by quite quickly. So it's really great if you are able to think about your personal and professional goals from the very beginning, so you can maximize your time here at GW, and you keep them front and center, so you're taking daily action toward accomplishing these goals that you came here to do. You will also get a good understanding of the US legal market, the different competencies that are valued by lawyers, the understanding, the process of US hiring decision makers. We did have a recruiter last year come and talk to you all. I myself was a former recruiter, so I will also share with you the tips that I've learned when I was a recruiter, and of course, networking opportunities. All right, so this is the schedule for this year. We will meet on Wednesdays from 12 to 1. We will send this to all of you as well on WhatsApp, on email, but feel free to take a picture. We will meet in different rooms. Last year it was all at the FCC, but this year we couldn't do that. The very first session will be on August 28th. Well, we will introduce you all to the advisors. We'll talk about the goal setting exercise. The second one is about the key defining meaning in your career. The third one, you'll have a negotiation exercise with Professor Juni. And then number 4, 5, and 6 is where you will meet alumni. We've already invited alumni to come and talk to you all in different practice areas and settings. The speed networking event will take place session 6. And something that we are doing this year that we did not do last year is adding another session where we will take you all out of the law school to, we're calling it a field, it's not a field trip, like a field visit. And we are reaching out to different law firms, and we will divide you all in 4 different groups of 20 students where you all go and meet lawyers in their firm. Already this morning, One of our alumni at Nelson Mullins, a big law firm, has agreed to meet 20 students. So we're waiting to hear back from 3 other law firms. So you will all go in for that hour and meet one of our alumni along with other lawyers working in their practice area. Okay? And then to give you an idea for the spring, all the dates are yet to be determined along with the, I guess, where they will take place. But that's what we will cover in the spring. So in mid-January, we'll have the putting it all together, the practicing lawyer's perspective on hiring. Session 8 and 9 will likely be co-led by alumni. Session 10, better listener, better lawyer. Session 11 will be cultural competency. And then what we're hoping to achieve for session 12 is to take you all, again, outside of law school, and this time go to potentially to government agencies and nonprofits. So although, as I mentioned yesterday, a lot of the government agencies here in the United States will not allow a non-US citizen to intern or work there, but we're trying to see if we could get someone in these different government agencies to meet with you all so you get a feel for it. Some of our alumni are also judges. One of our recent US alumni is actually an immigration judge in Maryland now. So that's something we're also trying to see if we could, you all could go maybe attend a hearing or meet with him. Okay. So how will attending the Inn of Court, because as I mentioned, it's a voluntary professional development program. I can tell you last year we had about maybe 70 students, like the overwhelming majority of the students attended the program. I highly encourage you to attend it, but it is voluntary. So you will distinguish yourself from other LLMs graduating from other law schools. So again, as I mentioned, we believe we're the only ones having this particular program where we go beyond academics. So you'll be able to talk about what it is that you learn by meeting different lawyers. But most importantly, you will grow as a professional, and that's what I'm hoping Hannah will talk about as well. It remains to be determined what we will do this year about handing out certificates. Last year, we handed out certificates for those who attended 10 plus sessions or 8 plus sessions. I forgot to mention here in the schedule that on September 25th we'll have a 1-month check-in. It's outside of the Inn of Court program, but we can all meet all the Inn advisors on that day on Wednesday, September 25th. Literally just 1 month after your studies, just to really hear from you, see how's it going. Are you overwhelmed? I don't know how you'll be feeling by then, but we want to hear from you. We want to be of help to you. And that particular session will count toward the attendance sessions. All right. So you'll also be able to demonstrate to prospective employers that you completed a program. You took time out of your year to develop yourself professionally. It will absolutely enrich your law school experience. And you will certainly gain insights into yourselves, especially through the value cards exercise about what it is that you value in life, what are the things that drive you, what are the things that you would like to accomplish. You will definitely learn about the legal market in the United States. You'll also learn what do practitioners outside of this building are looking for, and you will be able to market yourself and sell yourself. I think I've already sort of discussed that, so I will skip that. So I think now we could actually turn it over to Hannah to come and talk to you all about her experience at the Inn of Court. And Hannah, let me see here, I have your last name, I don't want to butcher it, so maybe you can introduce yourself. Buergenthal, so she was a student in the cybersecurity and national security program.
Yes. Hello everyone, as Fad already introduced me, I'm going to just do it again. My name is Hannah Buergenthal. I'm a student from Kosovo and did my LLM program here at GW last year in national security and cybersecurity law. My class was the first batch to do the Inn of Courts, and when we were here last year this time, we didn't know what to expect, right? Like, is this an extra course that we're gonna take? Is it too much work for us that we're gonna have to do? But actually, it's gonna be the most chill and fun you're gonna have in this law school. Without like trying, I'll do my best to not repeat what Fad already said, but professors here will teach you the law, but the Inn of Courts will teach you what skills you need in order for you to navigate the US market. A lot of you, I'm pretty sure, are very well-established lawyers and professionals in your home countries, and you all have impressive CVs. That's how you got into GW. But keep in mind that you need to rebrand yourself so that it fits the US market, and that's what you will be taught at the Inn of Courts. Fad already mentioned that you will meet a lot of alumni, and they have been in your shoes and they took certain paths which were successful. They were proven to be successful. That's why I really suggest that you attend all the sessions and try the best to like connect with these people because they will give you very, very valuable advice. Um, Next, I would say that the people you see right now in this room, I'm getting emotional just by thinking about this, is people that, like, the year will fly by so quickly and you will probably not meet these people, like, you don't know when you will see them again. And you will not even have classes with a lot of them. So the Inn of course is the one place where you all get to be together, to get to know each other and network with each other. Because at the end of the day, you're all lawyers, right? It's good to have connections with one another, but at the same time, you will create like lifelong, lasting friendships. And lastly, I will just say, I'll keep it brief. You will end up feeling very, very overwhelmed during the semester. Whether it's because you have a lot of readings to do, or whether you have exams to take, or whether you will have major FOMO, fear of missing out, because you're not volunteering at conferences, which are all over DC all the time. You will be very overwhelmed, but when you come to the Inn of Courts, you see that everyone else is going through the same things as you are, and it becomes like your safe space, safe heaven, right? That's why I really encourage you to come and then just network with each other, talk with each other, and be very, very proactive with everything. There's an incredible support system here at GW. The entire team does a great job, so really, really take advantage of that and have the best year ever. Thank you. I don't know if we have time for Q&As or if you just want me to put my email and then...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, you can ask your questions. I was going to show the clip from Equity.
Oh, okay.
Should I do that first, and then
as you want.
let me show you the clip from a student who's now in her home country, and then you could ask Hannah questions about her experience. And also, Professor Calabro did go through the Inn of Court program as a JD student. So I don't know. Would you like to say a few words about your experience?
Yeah, sure. So I would definitely echo everything that Hannah has to say. It helped me. So I'm the first attorney in my family. I didn't know what the process was going to be like to go through law school, to find a job. So the In Support program really contextualized. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name
Sorry.
is Akriti Vadera. I'm from New Delhi, India,
I'm
and
trying
I
to stop
recently
it.
completed
Sorry.
my LLM in Intellectual Property Law from George Washington University.
Sorry. Okay. Apologies.
No, that's
Yeah.
totally fine. So it helped me figure out what outside of the classroom I had to do in order to make sure that I was set up for success when I was graduating, or even just to figure out an externship. It helps you in that process as well. So I think, and also similar to what Hannah said, like having that time outside of the classroom where you're still feeling like you're being productive and contributing towards your success as an attorney, but you're not thinking about contracts or thinking about property. You're just kind of doing things that are going to benefit you as a professional. It feels really positive and it contributes towards your positive experience overall. So I would definitely encourage you all to attend. There's typically free food. This is my spiel. Yeah, so definitely go meet everyone who's in the inn. Take advantage of the advisors. We're here to help you. We're here to offer advice. So don't be afraid to come up to us during the sessions as well. Yeah, so I'm glad you're all here at this session, and I hope to see you at the first session in 2 weeks. Next week? 2 weeks.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks, yeah, on August 28th. Right. Thank you, Leo. All right, so we'll show you here the quick clip from Equity Vadera. She's a patent and trademark attorney in New Delhi, and she was an IP LLM student last year. So let me see now if I could bring this up.
Hi everyone, my name is Akriti Vadera. I'm from New Delhi, India, and I recently completed my LLM in Intellectual Property Law from George Washington University Law School. So my batch was the first batch for the Buergenthal Inn of Court, and you are the second batch. The Buergenthal Inn of Court was a very major part of my journey at GW. Why? I can probably sum it in three points. Number one, mark my words when I tell you that this is the place, this is the 1 hour session that you're going to have. This is the place where you're going to forge bonds that are going to last for a long time. If not for the inn, maybe our batch, myself in my batch, I would not have connected so well with my classmates. So take this time to know your classmates, to know your fellow lawyers, future lawyers, or if not already lawyers. And you're going to make not just friends, networks, but also important connections for your future as lawyers. Secondly, you learn so much more than what you learn in the classroom. You learn networking, you learn negotiation, you learn personality development, you learn how to present yourself in an interview. So these are very important social skills, life skills that you need to know, that you need to understand to be a successful lawyer. And this is the place we are going to learn so much. You're going to interact with fellow alumni who may or may not be from your own countries, who came to US, studied in the GW, and are now successful in their respective fields in the US. You can actually talk to them, interact with them and learn from them. That's a very important point. And number three, going out of the typical points, when you leave your room after an in session, you're going to leave it with your stomachs full. You can be guaranteed about that. So finally, one piece of advice that I would like to give you is to talk. Talk to your classmates, talk to the JDs that you share your classes with, talk to Dean Joshi, talk to Andrew, Sophia, Fahid, of course, and talk to the student in advisors. They are probably best equipped to help you out with any concerns that you have, any doubts, any questions. So talk. That is very important, and that's actually part of your profession as lawyers. So that's it from me, and thank you for having me, Fahid, give this testimonial, and all the very best for all the LLMs. And these next 9 months are going to be the best in your life. Thank you, and all the best. Bye bye.
All right, so we'll take maybe if you have any questions to Hannah, and then we'll have maybe Benedicta talk about the student check-ins if you would like, just to tell them what it is about. If you all have any questions, we don't know if you do, but if you would like to ask anything, maybe not.
I guess not.
Maybe it was all very clear. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe when you were coming to the sessions, do you prepare somehow, or do you read something, or what's like the background of this, like just to know like what to expect? Like
That's a good question, because we also didn't know what to expect and how well prepared we need to be before showing up. You don't need to do anything. Everyone makes sure that you have the best time there. You're gonna learn while you're there. You're gonna have like these small exercises on, spoiler alert, negotiation, or maybe reviewing CVs, or how to write cover letters, and then putting your shoes in the employers, from an employer perspective to see things. But you don't have to prepare anything in advance. Like, you just need to show up and make sure you don't miss any session. That's my advice. As Fahad said, they're voluntary, so you don't have to. But I really strongly encourage you to attend all the sessions, because you will learn something new in each one of them without having to prepare. But just the exercises that you do or the advice that you will be given there are very useful.
Great, thank you.
Would you do mock trials or like cross examinations? Because the US trial system is also a lot focused in jury trials, which is slightly different from, let's say, other jurisdictions. Would there
So that'll be mock trial courses that you could take, right? Yeah. So we haven't incorporated. That's maybe an idea for us to think about, for next year. This is more geared toward professional development, not necessarily sort of what it is that you will do in a courtroom or litigation or what have you, right? So we have you all talk about negotiations, because you will be meeting with clients. All of you have already. A lot of you are already working. So it may be something that you already know, but it's a good refresher, so to speak, as to what are the best tips, best practices to negotiate. This is also geared toward understanding the U.S. legal market and how it is that you will market yourself, what it is that they are looking for. So in one particular exercise, you will go through actual resumes of previous alumni and put yourself in the shoes of a hiring manager to see whether you will basically pick up the phone or email them and tell them, I'll give you 10 minutes of my time, right? Because all of you will go out there and start emailing these people whom you may not know, and you may not hear from them, and you may take it personally. And I'll talk about that during the workshop. And that's part of how to find a job in the United States. As I mentioned in the recorded workshop over the summer, there are 3 ways to find a job in the United States. One of them is by really putting yourself out there, networking, and sending emails to people you may have never met, right? So you sort of learn about all these different matters. You also, I would say the Interfort is divided between exercises and also meeting alumni, hearing their stories, what they did to get their first job after the LLM here in DC, how they advanced their careers, what are the things that they did. And some of them are already partners now at law firms, so they will tell you what they want to see in incoming associates, what they would like to see in international LLMs once they join, their firms. So but I mean, that's a good question, maybe something we could incorporate next year, or you could enroll in a mock trial course, which,
How long to be instructed? Like for me, me, for example, like Leah was saying yesterday that she's an introvert, and from even it seems that I'm very good at communication, but my first connection is very difficult for me. I don't know how to write, what to say, how to connect, especially to a person you don't know. You're just getting the approach. And are we going to be instructed, or are we going to have some recommendations about this first email? You know, when you are just because it's the first impression, and if it's bad,
Right,
then
right.
forget about your any other.
We'll have Hannah see what she wants to
I
say
love
about
it that you have this approach, first of all, because last year a bunch of us were like, okay, but like we've been having these successful career, we've been promoted to every job that we've had in our home countries, we've been part of recruitment teams, and we think we know things, which we do, but again, it's about adjusting to the US market. So that's what you will be taught in the Inn of Courts. It's what a US employer wants to see and hear from a candidate. So yes, you will get to do even those like mock interviews and stuff like that, which are very, very helpful as well. So just try to be humble and don't just like take it for granted when people teach you things that you might think you already know, because practice makes perfect at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
we have experiences is very difficult.
And I'll just add to that the Inn of Courts complement the career workshop. So in one of the sessions that we will have the workshops, it's about informational sessions, sort of like what are the different emails that you will write to individuals, what to tell them, and what have you. And in it, I'll tell you, and you can ask you will be meeting several additional alumni later on today, one of whom was one of our students who really sent many different emails and met a lot of students. So maybe we'll ask that particular student to maybe tell you about their experience, what they did, didn't do.
The student that you told us that sent 200.
Yeah, I sort of maybe divulged too much into what that student did, but we had that one student who, yes, emailed over 200 and then landed an internship. That's one of the ways to find a job. You don't need to email like 200 people cold. You could also apply, right? Good network, but that was one of the things, and that student was quite a hustler in that aspect.
It is a big fight, when you are, it even, like, your personality may be affected when you send 200 emails and you get...
If I could add something to that, that's why I said you will be overwhelmed, because you'll have a lot of readings, exams and everything, and on top of that, job applications, and you might think, I've gotten every job I've applied to ever since I came here, but you're here in DC. It's the place where everyone wants to come to work professionally. So it's a very competitive environment, and that's a good thing because it shapes you better professionally. But at the same time, prepare that you will send maybe 80 applications and you will only hear back from like 20 of them if you're lucky even. And getting a no for an answer is, at least you're doing the right job. How the way because your application was considered at some point, right? So prepare to be humbled like that as well. But at the end of the day, just try to be very proactive and apply. Like don't get discouraged. That's why I say like the Inn of Courts will help you with this, because not only will they teach you, but getting to talk to one another and seeing what the others are struggling with, that also helps, so.
And all what you need is really one opportunity. That's how you have to think about it. Right before this job, I was a recruiter, and that's what I did all day long. I would make cold calls to people all day long. Some people would just cuss at me. They don't want to talk to me. Will just hang up on me the minute they hear I'm a recruiter. But all when I needed just one person. So I'll send like 1,000 emails across the United States. And I had someone from California, GW, JD grad, reach out to me, because like you have to put like a snazzy email like, hi, because I also actually to go to school here. I did my LLM at GW. So there was a connection. But all what you need is one opportunity. And you will hear a lot of people tell you no, but you try to work on not focusing on the no's and just, focus your energy and time on the yeses.
So you were on the other side. You were just...
I was on the other side trying to headhunt people. Yes, headhunt. And a lot of people are busy. They're doing their work. They don't want to hear from a recruiter. And I was cussed at left and right. And, so.
Hey, you gave me $1 million.
Yeah, well, they don't care because they're already making the $1 million, right? So I'm basically calling someone at Latham and Watkins telling them, do you want to go to Hogan Lovells? And it's like, well, why would I? I'm already making $300K. What do you have? What are the perks? What are you telling me about? And then you have to, if they give you the time, you have to talk to them, well, how is work-life, the buzzword, work-life balance. It doesn't really exist, but that all lawyers talk about. The work-life balance, what are the benefits? What are the perks? What are this? What are that? And they're like, well, maybe I'll call you. Okay, fine, maybe. But a lot of us like, well, I'm busy right now. I'm in the middle of trial. I don't have time for this. Sometimes they're in front of their bosses and they're like, Okay. I'll take down your number. I may call you later. They can't really talk, right? So then they will call back later. But you just never know who you may connect with, you may click with, because a lot of it is also personality. So when you put yourself out there and you meet people, there are some people that you will vibe with, right? Like there's a good vibe. Like I don't know, something just clicks. But there are some people who just meet with them and just already just whatever it is, the chemistry, just there's no vibe. And I mean, that's unrelated to law. That's just human nature that you can't control, right? So that's why I always recommend, like maybe, okay, so you are originally from Romania and Moldova, so maybe find maybe lawyers who are either from both of these countries who may have worked there or are part of that region or they have clients from that region, because they will then understand what it is that you have to offer, right? You're not going to go maybe to a law firm that is focusing on Asia because they don't know what to make of you. Do you see what I mean? You're going to try to find the firms that have clients in that part of the world, or they have lawyers from your part of the world. Yeah.
Hi, how often do we have these sessions, in a month or a week? Because we have a lot of classes going on and a lot of activities probably.
Yeah, so the schedule, you're asking about the schedule, how often we meet. So we will meet 7 times in the fall and 5 times in the spring. And it's not every week, it's almost like every other week. So the first session is on August 28th. Yeah, so let me pull it up actually, that's a good question.
More or less. But unless it conflicts with one of your classes schedule, like you can do it. It's just 1 hour. It's chill time, relax time, no pressure, no stress. So
We tried really hard to find a time that fits the overwhelming majority of students, and that was the only time. So apologies in advance for anyone who has a class on Wednesdays from 12 to 1, but that was what we were able to make with the schedule. So Byron, as you see here, we will meet on Wednesday, August 28th, then a week later, and then 2 weeks later there's the negotiation exercise, and I believe like 3 weeks later even you meet. In October we almost meet every week, August 9th, August 16th, August 23rd, and then the last one will be November 1st. So you will be done way before the time will start to really crack down and study for finals. And think of it as really, as Hannah said, you don't have to do anything, just literally show up. It's just 1 hour that you may either spend, we used to have a Pole Bakery down the street, now it's closed. Like, I guess you could like spend it outside at Western Market, or you could be maybe here meeting alumni, hearing something new and eating. So it's really not that bad, yeah.
I would like to know if, I'm not really sure to take the bar exam, but even though I can participate in this kind of program activities?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's the New York Bar. This will not show on your transcript, by the way. So that's why I mentioned it's voluntary. There's no credit. This is for your own professional development. It's not mandatory. There are no credits. It will not show on the transcript. We will, at the end of the year, give you a certificate for attending or not. And it's much more than the certificate, as now we know. Again, last year it was very theoretical because we had not done this before. And I was trying to really sell this to the students. And to my surprise, overwhelming majority did attend, to our really great benefit here. And the goals of the end of court were met. Basically creating a common space for all of you to meet, to learn about one another, to learn new things, to develop personally, to meet alumni. That's what the end of course is all about. Okay. All right. Benedicta, do you want? Thank you so much, Hannah.
thank you.
And maybe just one word from Benedicta, who's a current student. She started in the spring semester. She will be the student in advisor. Student in advisor, they basically help the in advisors during the sessions, but also she will lead a student check-in, which we do twice a semester. Days to be determined. Again, they're not mandatory, it's just voluntary, and maybe she can tell you a bit about it.
Hi everyone, I'm Benedicta. I've met a lot of you. I'm sure some of you have also met me. So I'm the student in advisor for the Thomas Buergenthal in the court, and I'll just share a few words. Fahed, Hannah, and Professor have said most of the important things. So I'm just going to be talking to you as a colleague because you're all students in this program. A few points to make. I've walked the same path you're all walking right now, so I kind of know exactly how everybody feels. It can be overwhelming, and the inn of court is what you should think about as your safe space, where you can come and share your doubts, your anxieties, and we figure out how to make things work. Yeah. One thing I want to say about the check-ins is that we usually have 2 or 3 check-ins each semester. We're likely to have 2 check-ins this semester. They are either in person or virtual. That is to be determined. Fahed, is it in person this semester?
Yeah, it will be in person. Yeah.
Which is great. So we show up at the check-ins, If the in of court is informal, the check-ins is even more informal because it's just us talking among ourselves, sharing our anxieties, our doubts. And the first check-in is usually to outline what your goals are, the things you're not sure about, and kind of make a sense of what you want to do for the semester. At the last check-in, we will review those things as individuals, and it will serve as a launching pad for you to have an even better second semester. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any issues, any questions. I'm here to help, and let's have a blast this semester.
Thank you, Benedict. So I was told by the students, again, the student check-ins, they usually we have one mid-semester and then one before the end of the semester. And these are students who already studied here for one semester, so they know what it means to take a final. I don't know how it is in other countries, but here in the US in law school, you have one usually for most of your classes, I think you have one classes at the end of the semester, and that final basically determines your grade, right? So maybe you may have one class, you may have a midterm, but other than that, if you take contracts, you will have a final in December, and that's your grade. Right? No pressure. But basically, I mean, the student check-ins, they will basically explain to you well, you will also learn about it on Monday. We actually added a session that used to be an end session, academic success, where we will have someone from the law school come tell you all, how to read a case, how to brief, and you will have a mandatory briefing session also next Thursday, I believe, with Dean Silorio. But the students who have gone through it could also tell you their own experience as your colleagues. Like, here's what I did, here's how I did the outline, etc. So they can be helpful. If anything, just to go vent, especially toward the end of the semester, you all will be stressed because of finals and what have you. That's just how it is. So just a good space to know that you're not the only one stressed out about it. Okay. And this, I just wanted to put this up. So these are the workshops that I will be leading throughout the semester. We will take a break now in a few minutes, and afterwards I'll talk about the bar exam. But I will be having yet another bar exam session, a virtual one, on Thursday. All of these are not mandatory. They are optional, but I found maybe last year half of the students would attend them. So we'll have a virtual one. I will have drop-ins virtually just for the bar exam right before the semester start and before the drop-in, the ad period, in case you're still thinking about as to what classes to take. And then we'll have resume cover letters, how to start a job in the US, workshops. As you all know, we did have a summer workshops over the summer, so if you don't want to wait until early September to start working on your resume, feel free to watch the recorded sessions. If you don't have it, please email me and I will forward it to you. But that's something that you could do from now, especially if next week you're not taking any 1L classes and you still have time till August 26th. Really start thinking about that to have different versions of your resume or finalize it to the extent that you can, so then you just focus on your academics. We'll then talk about the International Student Interview Program, as I mentioned to some of you over the summer. So this is a recruiting program just for international LLMs, for those who have law degrees from overseas. It is hosted by NYU Law School in coordination with 30 plus other law schools, including GW. So basically what it is, you have a legal employer, mostly overseas, who are looking for law graduates from all of your countries. Before COVID, it used to be in person in New York, then it was virtual, but this year NYU is bringing it back, so it will take place in New York City in January, and only those who are invited for an interview will go to New York City, and I will talk more about it, on September 30th. I'll tell you just now that you will be getting a recording from NYU as well around that same time. And you will submit your resume between mid-October to early November, and then you will hear back from potential employers in early December. And then if you choose to move forward with that interview, then you have to let them know by early January, and then you go up to New York and do it. And I'll provide you with statistics as to like how many students participated in it last year, how many students got interviewed, and how many students were actually offered the job for it. So we'll talk all about that at that time. I'm also doing something next week, a bit early in the semester, which is how to start a job search in the US. I'm doing it virtually next Friday, August 23rd. I've already gone over it over the summer, so you could watch the recording. But I'm discussing it now so that you all could think about that and keep it in the back of your mind as you start the semester, because you don't want to wait until the end of this. It's only a one-year program, so you don't want to wait till the spring semester to start applying for jobs, if in the event you want to get a spring internship or stay here post OPT. on OPT. Anyway, so this is the schedule. Again, in person or virtual, it's up to you. And if you want to take a picture, we will send it by email via WhatsApp. You can take a picture now as well. All right, so I think we'll take a break, maybe a 10-minute break until 11 a.m. and then we'll go over the DC bar, New York bar, any questions you have on the bar exam. So if you're not planning on taking the bar, you don't have to sit for this, but if you are thinking but not sure, I would recommend you still sit for it, because you never know. Some students decide not to do it, then halfway through the year, they're like, I want to do the bar exam. Hi, how are you? Yes, it is. In New York City, just for those who are advised, it will basically be in NYU will send a recording. Basically, you'll have to submit your resume based. You'll only see the employers are looking for someone that's different. So you cannot select which one. So when you log in, NYU already have your name. And then through the system, they will match you to looking for someone from the right? And usually there's essentially some PE firms in New York, law firms, and then you submit your resume, and then you know if you see no, they will contact you through Iceland. Yes, I will go all over that. But that basically you'll then be matched, and then you will hear from in early. Can you do that in early? In December, you will be told whether you want to contact you have to early job. So if there's a link, say yes, then you will go join expense. I don't know the answer, but I think I should ask for maybe it's you buy a thing. I think it's a signal, but it's a way it's not a full but ask Andrew, he's right outside. Sure. But I will. Do you have my email? Just take a picture of my Can you email me just remind me of that? Did you email already? Do you want to write down your email address and I will just USPTO and your email address and mix that one. Yeah, hi. Sure. Okay. So you have to talk to your sponsor. Who's your sponsor? Okay, where are you from? Okay, so you should ask them, because usually you're on J1 visa. You have something called academic training. So different students have something called CPT, which is different from you. You don't have CPT. So I'll recommend you two things. First, talk to ISO, like email ISO and tell them I'm interested. Which program are you in? Yeah, you can do that. So actually for you, you have to just ask your sponsor and ISO because you have something called academic training. And if they're okay with that, then they won't enroll you in the classes. But so like, you know, I don't know if you were here yesterday, I talked about CPT. Did you hear me talk about CPT? So CPT is only for F1 students. So you guys are completely separate universe, like completely different category. And your category is called academic training, AT. But for the AT, my understanding from the J1 visa holders, you have to ask your sponsor and ISO. If your sponsor is okay with that, then I guess that's cool. And just double check with the ISO what is the situation for you. And do let me know. If you have my email address, just let me know what's your answer. Just just email me and let me know what you want to do. But I'll recommend first of all from high school, and then I'm sure your employer wouldn't mind once you get a response. So just as long as they say yes, I'm going to go Okay, so that's your. Oh, what is your law email? It's fine. It's in So now she. Okay, I'll look you up. So this is a K. Okay, the law. Okay. Yeah, USPT. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will find out. I think the content I would imagine yes, and I will look into USPT. But also you should help me too. Or like you're doing that. So I will look into it, but I'm not the IT expert. But they
According to what I know, after hours of talk and days of research and services, so I think I should put them out there to their judgment. This is what like I have in my
Hi, how are you? Good.
Thanks for that presentation. Seems very interesting. Everybody participate. Do we need to register or just show up? Great. Another thing, like I really wanted already to have a nice resume. Really like shape it, tailor it, because I know in theory we have to dedicate ourselves to the semester to education, but I already want to start making like working plans as well. I'm Rafael, yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm a
send
tennis
you.
player.
Okay, good. So I'll send you the email. If you want to attend the investment workshop.
I did.
So if you did, maybe start filling out the fillable template and send it. I think we're meeting on Monday. Is that there's another Rafael on this meeting too.
I haven't, but I really wanted to schedule an appointment with you. So
Did you take a picture of the
yeah, I did.
Just click on it. Maybe what I'll do, I'll send an email to everyone today. Let you know what's going on. And then maybe like next week if you want to meet
Perfect. Yeah, I was gonna suggest that. Like, I'm gonna over the weekend organize myself, do my homework already, like see it again, watch it again, kind of already draft my CV. I'm a BFL.
What's your last name?
It's a Parisi.
Yeah. So what's your background? What do you do
Basically, I have been focusing my career on antitrust law for the past 8 years. So, yeah, like in Brazil, I worked like private practice, but also for the agency. So I really like antitrust, but of course, I'm open to other opportunities as well. So that's why I enrolled myself in business, because I think the other courses are more related to that. Yeah. So like, I don't know, maybe also like working in-house or future, like with regulation or like public relations, with government. I see myself kind of going to this direction, not only as a
Private sector corporation or law firm?
I work for a law firm.
So the only thing remaining
Yeah, and like last year, I did an internship at the FTC in the US. Yeah, so it was great.
was it like an exchange?
Yeah.
And your agency said
Exactly. It was kind of an exchange, so.
You know how I said usually non-citizens pay for it?
Yeah, no, it was not paid.
Yeah. Maybe you were like on
Yeah, it was like a non-paid thing. So I was, yeah, it was like this visa for like public official.
Yes, yeah.
It was great. So, like, actually, I think this. Yeah, it was like for 3-4 minutes.
They know the field, right? Especially if you want to do things. Should I be able to
Yeah, so like externships, I'm afraid that we are not able to do.
So I need to double check. I don't want to tell you all this yet. I'm not allowed to face these. You know, like, but I mean, I just wanted to sort of not shock everyone. I mean, I guess I did shock people, but I won't write it down for you or thinking of it. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe I'll mention it now. I mean, we have some laws and some of these laws, very international law, education office, they I'm glad you're reminding me of this because I will bring it up.
Yeah, I heard that like you can only if you are like in the international certification. I think in the FTC like you cannot work, but you wanna do like work. No, but in the international.
So I'll mention it. And actually, we did have students do that, so I'll definitely.
And fine. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and then I'll actually maybe hopefully find some next week.
Maximize my time next week during the first week. So you can really go.
Exactly. That's my point. When that's the start, I went to like 14 classes, but already